We're all here to build confidence in the New Zealand markets. It's part of our legislative mandate, and it's something that we believe strongly in. And we're not talking about achieving confidence through threshold compliance with the rules. We're not talking about compliance as a minimum. Doing the bare minimum in this space is very rarely enough. We don't want to see a culture of permissiveness. In other words, if it's not specifically prohibited, or we can find a cute way around it, then it's okay. It isn't. We must all strive for the best possible outcomes, and we at the FMA will show no tolerance for those doing deliberate or reckless harm. We need to convince investors and customers, both big and small, domestic and offshore, that we are clean and we are open and we are focused on providing real service. We will recognise and acknowledge genuine and good faith efforts to get it right, to comply and to achieve good outcomes. That doesn't mean we'll tolerate sloppiness. We won't. But where you are clearly striving to get it right for customers and for the market, we will be fair and we will be supportive and we will be proportionate. We too want to promote confidence in our markets, in those that use them and those that operate within them. Your confidence in knowing that we're not box checking and we're not just looking for nitpicking things so we can trip you up. So when I talk about our focus on outcomes, what can I say about the FMA's approach? What can you expect from us? As I said, this is a period of intense change for us, but I will keep to the mandate that was set for me and my predecessor by the board, to be open and transparent and fair, to engage at all levels with the industry and with investors, and to focus on the areas of the most potential harm. We will be assertive and proactive, and I hope we will also be pragmatic and proportionate. We are sensitive to the question of what is the added value of regulatory action. We'll be looking, as I said, for the areas where most harm can occur, and we'll prioritise those accordingly. We would rather guide, educate, prevent, than enforce and punish. Having said that, of course, no regulatory framework is effective without real and credible threat of tough sanctions. And whilst in the past I think the FMA has excelled in this respect, we won't rest on our laurels. Poor conduct and poor outcomes will be acted on. So what do I ask of the industry leaders? I ask that you embed the concepts of the interests of the customer and integrity in everything that you and your organisations do. I'm conscious that that can sound wishy-washy and a bit vague, but I believe very strongly that those statements need to be the cornerstone of the industry. I don't buy the bleating about we can't define it, we're not sure what it means, and I don't understand for 1 second the proposed retreat from across the ditch in Australia on a formal requirement that financial advisors act in the best interest of their clients. Who do you reward? How do you motivate and incentivize your people? What behaviour do you punish? Who is setting the cultural tone in your organisation? Culture is critical, and it's driven from the top. It needs to manifest itself in all core processes that drive customer and regulatory outcomes, and we will be looking for it. Who do you reward? How do you motivate and incentivize your people? What behaviour do you punish? Who is setting the cultural tone in your organisation? Culture is critical, and it's driven from the top. It needs to manifest itself in all core processes that drive customer and regulatory outcomes, and we will be looking for it. Who do you reward? How do you motivate and incentivize your people? What behaviour do you punish? Who is setting the cultural tone in your organisation? Culture is critical, and it's driven from the top. It needs to manifest itself in all core processes that drive customer and regulatory outcomes, and we will be looking for it.